There are things you build without realizing you're building them. Habits that become systems. Discipline and trust, if you're not careful, becomes the thing someone else lives inside of while you're not looking. Marcus had been sending money home for 6 years. Not dramatically. He wasn't the kind of person who needed it to mean something out loud. He'd moved away at 23 for work, built something steady, and somewhere in the second year decided that steady meant he could share it. $400 a month. Same week. Every month. Enough to cover utilities, groceries, the kinds of expenses that grind quietly against people on fixed incomes. He didn't think about it much after a while. That was the point. You build the structure so you don't have to keep deciding. His brother Daniel had offered to help about 2 years in. He lived 40 minutes from their parents, visited regularly, understood the local banking system better than Marcus could from a distance. It made sense. Marcus adjusted the transfer to go through Daniel's account. Daniel would move it to their parents. Everyone was closer to the thing they needed. Clean. Logical. The kind of arrangement that works until it doesn't. The phone call came on a Wednesday evening. His mother, Helen, talked about the gutters. The way the kitchen ceiling had been showing a water stain since fall. She mentioned a neighbor who'd helped with some yard work in exchange for a meal. She said they were managing. Something in that word, managing, sat wrong. He asked her, carefully, what managing looked like right now. She paused the way she did when she was deciding how honest to be. She said money had been tight, had been for a while, she said. Since his father's hours were cut, Marcus was quiet for a moment. He asked her when she'd last received anything from him. Another pause. Longer. You send money, she said, not accusatory, genuinely uncertain. He told her he'd been sending $400 a month for 6 years. He heard her set the phone down. Not hang up, just set it down. He waited. What followed wasn't rage, not immediately. It was something more like a room tilting slightly. Everything still in its place but the floor no longer level. He went through his bank records that night. Every transfer confirmed on his end. Sent. Processed, received, by an account that was not his parents'. He built the record over 3 days. Printed confirmations, cross-reference dates, wrote the amounts in a column on a legal pad like he was auditing something at work. In a way, he was. He needed the numbers to be undeniable before he trusted what they were telling him. On the 4th day, he called Daniel. He asked how their parents were doing. Daniel said fine, said their mom had seemed tired lately, said he'd been meaning to visit more. His voice had the texture of someone who had rehearsed casualness. Marcus had known his brother for 34 years. He knew the difference between relaxed and performed. He said he'd been reviewing his transfer records. Just routine, he said. Making sure everything was landing correctly. The silence that followed lasted 4 seconds. He counted. Daniel said something about the account, about some months being complicated, about meaning to sort it out. The explanation kept moving, kept adding rooms, the way explanations do when they're being constructed in real time rather than remembered. Marcus said he understood. He said he was going to make some adjustments to the setup. He kept his voice even. He did not say what he knew. That weekend, he called his mother back. He told her he'd found a simpler way to send money directly, and walked her through opening a new account at the credit union near her house. She was nervous about the process. He stayed on the phone for an hour. Patient, going step by step. When it was set up, he transferred what he calculated was 3 months of intercepted payments as the first deposit. She cried. He doesn't talk about that part in detail, even now. He just says she did. He restructured everything. Direct, simple. The way it should have been from the start. Daniel called the following Tuesday. Then again on Friday. Marcus looked at the phone both times. He thought about what a conversation would accomplish. The apology that would be about Daniel's shame, rather than his parents' loss. The explanation that would ask Marcus to absorb one more thing. He let it ring. He didn't tell his parents exactly what had happened. He told them the system had been broken and now it wasn't. His mother didn't ask for more than that. His father shook his hand the next time Marcus visited. A long handshake, the kind that carries things words won't. The family still gathers at the holidays. Daniel comes. They sit at the same table. There is a shape to the silence between them that everyone can feel and no one names. Some damage doesn't get repaired. It just gets routed around. Marcus sends the money on the same week every month. It arrives now. That's the part that matters. The rest he's still deciding what to do with, and he suspects he'll be deciding for a long time.